So hello everyone, myself Avinav from NID Trichy, and today I will discussing about use of waste bakelite as a raw material resource for recarburization in steel making processes. So to begin with, as we all know that the global demand of the plastic had been growing significantly over the past few years, with nearly 1,000 million tons of the plastic being consumed. Now the thing is, among these plastics, thermoplastics can easily be recycled because they can be remelted and remolded into a new shape. But in the case of thermosets, like only 0.4% of them are recycled every year, and rest of them, now what happens to them, that they are either landfill or incinerated, so both of which lead to the environmental problems. So my study is based on making the use of thermoset, especially bakelite, into iron and steel industry, especially in the process of recarburization. So I will be discussing about the like comparing the use of bakelite versus coke, which we normally use in the iron and steel making process, and I will be looking after the works which have been done in this field. So the previous studies have shown that the dissolution of carbon into the molten iron is a significant part of the carbonizing process in iron and steel making processes. And now it has also been observed that that if we took like graphite, which is a source of carbon, pure source of carbon, so it involves dissociation of this process of carbonizing involves dissociation of carbon atoms from the crystal lattice and into the iron carbon interface, and transfer of carbon atoms through the interfacial boundary layer into the bulk liquid iron. And if we are comparing like the carbon dissolution from graphite versus to that of the coke, we would find that there is a significant difference. The difference is due to the presence of sulfur into the coals and coke. That's why dissolution of carbon from coals and coke is generally much slower than that of the graphite and is significantly affected by the presence of sulfur. So that previous study has shown to us that if we control the amount of sulfur, then the dissolution of carbon from the coal or coke can be enhanced. Now it has also been found that carbon dissolution from the coke has also depend upon the mineral oxide which is present in the ash. So the ash oxide tends to form a layer between the molten iron and the carbonaceous materials, which we often use as a source of carbon. They also react with the solid carbon in the liquid metal, leading to its subsequent depletion. The perfect example is the presence of calcium oxide. If calcium oxide which when it reacts with the carbon saturated which we provide for this carbonaceous material, when they react, lead to formation of calcium sulfide and CO gas. So we can see that carbon is being depleted. So the research studies were based on using the bakelite and the coke blend as a replacement for the coke, because we have seen that due to the presence of this ash oxides or due to the presence of sulfur, there is some hindrance in our carbonizing process. So now I will be discussing about how bakelite can act as a replacement for coke. So the chemical composition of the raw bakelite, we can see that calcium carbonate is present as a filler material, as we have already discussed. So what is BK1, BK2, BK3? These are the various composition of bakelite and coke. This is called as bakelite coke blend, which we will use as a replacement for the coke in our significant in our further study. Okay, so this is our experimental setup, and this is the carbon dissolution experiment are being carried in this setup, and we have taken that the kinetic equation is generally for this liquid iron, for the dissolution of carbon into liquid iron, is of the first order, and here Cs is our saturation solubility, and Ct is the carbon concentration at time t, and C0 is our initial carbon concentration, K is our rate constant, A is the surface area in contact in this formula, and V is the volume. So this was the reaction which is being this is the reaction which was being formulated, first order reaction for this process. Okay. So now what were the experimental results after doing that previous experiment which I have shown? That if you look into this these two diagrams, here we have coke and here we have this bakelite coke blend. If we look and compare, the carbon weight percent is more in the case of bakelite. So it was found that if we replace bakelite with coke, then carbon dilution from the coke occur at very slow rate, but however rate of carbon dilution is enhanced when bakelite coke blends are used, which can be shown by comparing these two graphs. Next result was, again, if the presence of sulfur decreased if when we use coke when we were using bakelite, the presence of coke the presence of sulfur was also decreased because of the decreased sulfur pickup in the case of blend K3 BK3 compared to the coke, because of the presence of the CaO content being the highest in the case of bakelite. If CaO is present is higher, it will stop the influence of sulfur during the carbonizing process, which can be seen from these two graphs. So like these were the experimental results that and also one more thing was noticed, that interfacial reactions in the case of bakelite coke blends are more liquid compared to the case of coke, and the percentage of liquid component increases with increasing bakelite content in the blend. Now what was the use of the liquid component was, this liquid oxide layer can easily be removed. Okay, so once it's easily removed, they can explain the greater carbon pickup value in the case of bakelite coke blend. So due to since liquid oxide layer can be easily removed, so now in the case of bakelite we have more carbon pickup as compared to that of the initial coke. And also presence of calcium sulfide and Al2O3 at the interface in the case of bakelite and coke blend would aid to the dissolution of carbon by reducing the melting temperature of the interfacial products. If the melting temperature of the ash layer is lower than the liquid metal temperature, it would be easily removed from the interface. So after looking at all these experimental results, we have found that bakelite coke blend can act as a replacement of coke as a carbonizing material. So now we have the conclusions that when bakelite is mixed with the coke, like we have more carbon dilution, and also the carbon dilution kinetics enhanced after the presence of the bakelite and coke blend. Also presence of CaCO3 is found to have beneficial effect on modifying the chemical property of the carbonaceous substrate, which in turn affect the composition of our interfacial ash layer. Okay, and also CaO from the CaCO3 causes desulfurization of the reaction, and also it acts as a fluxing agent to lower the ash fusion temperature of the interfacial layer, and further presence of Cas in the interfacial layer due to CaO in the ash lower our melting temperature of the layer, thereby allowed of the increased removal of the easy removal of the ash layer and the greater carbon pickup. And also one thing was more clear was to us, that liquid phases at the interface can easily be removed, and this can lead to the increased exposure of the carbon to the liquid matter, thereby improving the carbon dissolution behavior. So if we are comparing bakelite with the coke, we can find out that it can replenish coke in our carbonizing process. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Thanks.